Howdy, everybody, and we are live, and I'm here with my friend Kelly, and I'm so happy.
Me too. Aley, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. It's wonderful to be here. It's already February. January went like this, and yet I think everybody's feeling better. Kelly, you didn't feel good. I know Terry didn't feel good. Diana's going through her own thing. Peter Booker, our friend, didn't. I've been trying to reach him. I haven't been able to reach him. I'm hoping he's okay. So I'm going to send out.
We should reach out to him.
I did, and also we have our friend Paul Freed, who is having a really tough weekend. He lost his brother-in-law to a head-on collision on his motorcycle into a deer. Oh, God. That is just, and
absolutely
apparently,
horrible.
Yeah, apparently that's Liam's dad. And is it Liam's dad? And his sister Ann is married to Mark, and is pregnant again. You know, she's pregnant right now. That's what he told me.
Oh, so, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. He's doing pretty good today, but I know he's very concerned about Liam and Ann, and yeah, it's horrible.
Well, he's got such a big heart, and you know, I was doing a live with Julie, learning to listen when all of this happened, and he was in chat, and he literally, I mean, bought a plane ticket and was heading to the airport. I mean, he was on it and flying.
He's an incredible person. I got goosebumps just by this, and there's Julie right there. Julie. What a man Paul Freed is. He's such and he cares just as much about everybody else. And we see that over and over again. And so let's anyway, send out your prayers and love to Paul Freed and his family, his sister and his little nephew. And yeah, it's going to be a hard funeral for all of them, and the loss is profound. So anyway, hi Teresa Garden Chicken, and hi Annie Bear. It's good to see you, sweetie. Michelle Kranz, Julie, of course, and Diane G, Diana, the Magical Mermaid, and the Magical Mermaid, I found out, lives in Tacoma, not far from me. So at some point, maybe we're going to try to meet up at some point for coffee. So yeah, you know, you find
that.
I know, isn't it great? So yes, I share. Yeah, I know we are. It was just a horrible event, and I can't believe Paul moved that. I mean, I can believe he moved that quickly to get there. That's amazing. So
well, and Julie before the show, because I did a show earlier with Terry, and Julie said that she was napping during that show, getting ready for our show, and while she was laying resting, she saw a motorcycle collision, and so and didn't think anything, you know, really of it until all of a sudden now we find out that Mark was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh my God. I've had this in Keith's family. His ex-brother-in-law, his niece's father, died in a motorcycle accident, collided with a car, and that was when his niece was like 5. So I'm just not a fan of them, but everybody has their own likes and dislikes, and I just don't. My cousin lost the whole bottom of his foot and he had on electrician's boots, and he lost the whole bottom part of a foot from a motorcycle accident. So there's just no protection. And but you know what, Mark could have passed anyway, even if he had been driving a car. If it's a deer, it's pretty much. But hi Anya. Yeah, it's just really sad. So if you can, put them in your prayers. And I know Annie and Terry have them in there on the morning meditation tribe. So yeah, they can be dangerous. Yeah, but
they are.
When it's your time to go, unfortunately, it, whatever. I don't want to say
So
it
true.
enough.
Yeah, but it is true. It doesn't matter what you're doing or where you're at. When it's your time, it's your time.
Yep. So Kelly and I originally had this scheduled, I guess it was maybe a month ago, but Kelly was so sick. I was really happy that we waited because I think it's the right time. And today is the right date to do it. Today is a 22226 day.
Yes.
A lot of 2 energy in there. And so I have an oracle message for us for today. And later on, I'm going to be on with JJ and we're going to talk about the 2-2 energy. So if that's at 2:00 Pacific, so a couple hours from now. And then, but today, Kelly and I are talking about altars, and she's going to talk about some physical altars and different ways you can do them. I'm guessing, right? Like with outside, inside, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how to reframe it and stuff. But our message for today is what is important for you to know that you are not behind. You are in a refinement process. And I thought, how is that? We're always refining ourselves. And a lot of us are dealing with purging, refinement of different things, whether it be in our body or our soul or our physical locality. Today isn't asking you to push, decide, or resolve anything. It's asking you to notice what no longer fits without forcing an ending. And there is a something subtle shifting. And if you feel tender, spacious, or reflective, that's not weakness, that's integration. And I loved that. I thought that was great. And Annie's painting, so she's kind of flowing with. I love that you're painting right now, Annie.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Letting that creativity flow. And I talked about time a little bit yesterday. Time is going to be a big thing this for the month of February. And and you're absolutely right, because every once in a while, all of us, no matter where we're at, in our life, we always want to be further ahead than we are. I mean, it's called hope streams and whatnot. We're always where we're supposed to.
We're supposed to be. Yeah, yeah,
always.
We're whatever comes in is something that we are prepared to get ready to know about. Whether we integrate that or not immediately is one thing. Sometimes we're like, nope, not really wanting to touch that right now.
Yes.
Yes. I love this. Cher says, I feel like I've recycled so many times I'm unrecognizable.
I love that. And we integrate a lot in our sleep too.
We do. Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part. Our soul comes in perfect. But so some of the other outer things are the things that we're integrating. We can be unrecognizable to ourselves because people will even say, you look different, and you're thinking, oh, it was just me. But like you're happier, or you don't look happy today. You look sad. Are you feeling okay? All those other things. So, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Time to calibrate. I love that, Magical Mermaid.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I love that. And I love that she's a neighbor. That is so cool.
I know. There's so many people that I just did a reading for a lady who watched a show that I was on, and she went to my website, and she lives in my town.
No way.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
I know, over the weekend we did it. And she said the reason she knew was on my website, it says, Kent, Washington. So she said, oh my God, I had to reach out. I know, it is a small world. And there's so many other people, I'm sure, that are out, that are, probably live down the road from you or me, and we don't know yet. But if they're meant to be, we'll find them.
I need to get working on mine.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting you say that. I finished up my spiritual alchemy through journaling class yesterday. We had 5 weeks and we had 12 gals, and they were fabulous. And it was very alchemical for all of us in our own journeys. Whatever it was we needed to find out, we were able to find out and work on. So I know I'll be doing the class again. I'm thinking maybe even by the summertime, I may do it again, because I really think it's helpful. And I think being in a group of people face to face is part of that alchemical process that we need as spiritual beings. And it can help everybody, every single person that is there, whether or not, if you can take away one thing from anything, you've done well. You really have.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I heard JJ on, I'm thinking she was on with Annie, talking about your class and how absolutely wonderful it was. And so next time I'm in. I want to be a part of it. Because you're absolutely right. If a person takes away just a few things, but not only, do you learn that it's the community base too, that, you're connecting with so many other people.
Oh yeah, it was. And thank you, Nat. Nat was in the class. She's here today. She lives in Australia. So you can see that it's not just, it's global. It's a global network. And that's the best way to do the venue. Sharon O'Brien says, I live near Kelly.
I'm so honored, Sharon.
I love that, Sharon. Oh, thank you. Hello, Creative Chick. How are you? Happy Groundhog Day. Did Puxatawny Phil see his shadow? Somebody needs to find out.
I have not looked at anything on TV, so I have no idea, but I would love to know. So if anybody knows,
I would too, because after this past couple of weeks in the East Coast, for sure, I'm sure they're ready for a little bit more sun and warmer weather. Oh, he did. So Annie, does that mean we have 6 more weeks of winter? I think it does. Oh, it is. Okay, Sharon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something. I think that happens more often than not. I think
so too.
Oh, well. So I'm going to finish this. Then I want you to talk about we want to talk about the altars. But what I loved the best about the energy they told me today was you're allowed to be present without being available.
Oh, say that again, just for everybody in the back.
I love that. You are allowed to be present without being available. So it's like, I can be in this situation, I can be in this present moment with, but I don't have to answer my phone. I don't have to do the dishes. I don't have to answer the door. I don't have to solve all your problems today. Or even my own. Yeah.
That's huge advice. And it's funny you should say that, because Terry was kind of touching on that the other day too, that we really need to self-care and really be quiet and still. And I love that, because I think all of us are so what's the word I'm looking for? Helpers that comes to mind, but we're caregivers. It's we care for everybody, and we want to help everybody out, but at the same time, with all this energy in the collective and what's going on in our personal lives and whatnot, it can just get to be too much. So that is the best advice.
Sure. Or like Annie, really. It's the same thing I think of as lurking. And that's not a negative. It's like, you can be listening in the background while you're painting. You don't have to say anything in the chat. You know what I mean? And I know people do what they want to do. I'm not telling them they can't do it, but they don't have to. You can make that. I remember once the phone was ringing when it was a regular phone. You know, and somebody said that was with me, aren't you going to answer that? And I said, no. And they said, why? Really? And I said, no. I said, I pay for the phone. It's my phone. I have it for my convenience. So I'll answer it when I want, when it's convenient for me. And they were like, oh, and I really do believe that. And my son and I will be out and he'll get a text or a phone call and I'll say, do you need to take it? And he said, no, I'm with you right now. I can always talk to them. And so we got to remember those things. We are important to ourselves and the others that we love. So, yeah. Yeah.
And I have started doing that. I am not looking at my phone until around 10 o'clock. And the other day I missed some phone calls from my mom. And when I want to say it was like 11, 12 o'clock when I finally texted her back and I just said, this is the new me. I'm not looking at my phone, and I'm sorry I missed your call, but I'm available now.
Yeah, well, it's the same way, you know, we do our chit chats, our texting between our groups and stuff. And sometimes I haven't seen it all day. I just haven't gotten there yet to see it. It isn't that I've even ignored it. Yeah. And we all know that pretty much. I think in our group we do. We're like, oh, well, you know, I was busy. There's never a rush for anything, really. And that's important to remember. But
it's so wonderful because you know there's no judgment.
Right. Which makes a lot of difference in our lives. It's no pressure. It's not the pressure. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Hello. You know, I hope it's I hope it's not pronounced Cheryl. If it's Cheryl or Cheryl, whichever one is right. I love having you here, and I want to make sure I say your name correctly. So there you go. And hello, Linda, Butterfly Readings. It's lovely to see you. And anybody else that snuck in, thanks. Oh, I think Debbie, Three Shifting Veils is here as well. So welcome, everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to let Kelly open up here with some things about altars, and then I'll add my 2 cents. But thank you. Go right ahead, my dear.
Okay. So this was really fun, and I did kind of a deep dive in altars, and I do have a couple altars myself. I have one crystal altar that I have that I put my intentions and gratitudes into, and then I have another altar downstairs that is an ancestral altar that I have. But I'm just going to give you a rundown of some altars, just that maybe it'll spark an idea or get you excited. The first one, and I'm going to do one because this one inspired me, and so I'm going to be doing one of these in the next couple days.
Oh, good.
And it's a peace altar, and so having you can have. And there is no right or wrong way to do an altar. No. It's whatever you're called to and whatever you want to have on there. But I've got like angels for peace and protection and rose quartz. You could put a picture of a U.S. map. You could put, with everything going on in Minnesota, you could put a picture of Minnesota, a globe, a peace sign. And then you can write prayers, prayers of intention of what you would like, how you'd like the piece to play out. Prayer beads, and you can use white candle for peace and unity, and a blue candle for harmony. And then it was just a little mantra. This altar is dedicated to peace, unity, compassion, and healing. Healing for the U.S. and all beings on Earth. And a couple more. I have a nature altar, and that one too. It's kind of right there in the name. You can go outside and pick up stones that you find. If you're at a special location, that you could put some dirt, from that special location. Acorns. I have acorns all over the house. You could have acorns on them.
That's money. Yeah.
I think this one was from Sedona. Moss, herbs. You could, just even in buying herbs from the grocery store or whatnot, having them on there. Cedar, succulents, and so that's kind of a tree of life. That would be kind of a nature altar. Healing altar, and you can combine these two, because I know my altar up there, I mean, I have for manifestation and gratitude, and I also have put healing into it. And again, I use angels. I have a lot of heart things up there. Water. You can use water on your altars, which is really good. However, it's really important that if you do use water, you change it every day.
Oh,
And
sure. Yeah.
and then moon imagery, or no, that's for the moon. That's for the moon altar. I'm getting ahead of myself. And then crystals. And so that's the healing altar. You can have a moon altar, and I've got moonstone, silver, and moon imagery, selenite, clear quartz. You could put a mirror on the moon altar, and that symbolizes illumination.
Oh, wow, I love that.
Yeah. A prayer altar, you literally write your prayers out, and put those, under your crystals, or otherwise, I have mine under a little what's the board called? The round board. Why can't I think of it?
You're talking about for the using a pendulum board, or
the altar board. Somebody in chat will know. I have a goddess.
Okay.
Altar. And so I slip my prayers underneath there, and then you can put photos of people that you're praying for and wishing well, or ascended masters, feathers. I even think I have angels, and I have a picture of Guadalupe up there. I still have more. You want me to go on, or?
Well, I want to mention that behind you looks like an altar. I don't know if you've intended it, but it really does. Yeah. The fact that you've put together, the Buddha, which is totally peaceful, and then you've also included the bronze colors there. There's and then I don't know what the white thing is, but looks like you might have some incense or something in there. In that white.
It's a diffuser with pink Himalayan salt.
So, altars, we make altars, and it's not like we purposefully make altars. And maybe we did.
Yeah.
Right, but it can be that simple, really. And I mean, you got your angel wings, you got that whole corner almost as an altar. And let me give you some, and then you can add some more.
Yes. No.
So an altar gives the soul a place to land. I loved that comment. And so again, it can be unintentional, it can be intentional, but it doesn't really matter. It's like when we were growing up, the top of our bureau had all these little jewelry box and all this other stuff up there when we were kids, or pictures of people that we loved or had passed. I've actually thought, as you were talking about, I have what isn't really an altar, but it's a sacred space more, but it's where all my dog's ashes have been released. And then I have the gong that was sent, and some other things that you guys sent me when Caramel left. And I have that whole corner, little cherubs are out there, and have a little dog that symbolizes out there. And it's by a big tree. And so I would consider that to be like an altar in that space. Yeah. And I can see it from my window and know my dogs are all safely outside running and playing and whatever. And yes, they do serve, you're right, Magical Mermaid, they serve as a point of focus and release. And that's why I like it. But that's another reason why Kelly said you want to change the water, or you want to change, if you have flowers and they start to wilt, get a fresh flower, because you don't want the energy to be dissipating. You want the energy to be working for you, I would think, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have a memory shelf. That sounds wonderful. You
Oh,
have silky steel. I have Bastet and Aja, my black iron cauldron, black obsidian crystals, selenite offering incense and candles. How beautiful. That's beautiful. I
that
love
is
it. Yeah.
beautiful. And it sounds very protective too.
It does sound and grounding, of course, with
Mhm.
all that obsidian and stuff. Yeah, there you go, Amanda. You need space for crystals, and boom, I've got a growing altar, moss, rocks, lichen, guide and angel images, pine cones. I love that. That's an altar to nature. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a beautiful altar
totally.
to nature. Yeah.
I
Um,
love that.
oh, and I love this because you have it on a platter, and so you can pick it up if you want and move it in your home from place to place.
Oh,
And
that's beautiful.
and you can take it when you're in your camper car. All right, well, that's beautiful to know. I love that. Hi, Sarah. Um, and it's funny because Alice Leong was on Angel's show one time, and she showed us her traveling altar. And it's just this little, she has a little package like this, and she has a little, I don't know what it is. It's just a little figure that she carries with her. And then she has crystals with it. And when she goes like to a hotel, or if she went on a trip or a cruise, she just put that on the top of whatever it was. And she has that energy with her of all of those different places that she goes to.
That's a great tip because then she
Yeah.
doesn't have to think about it when she leaves. She already has it. All she has to do is grab it. Because
Right.
my problem is when I'm going to go somewhere, then it's like, okay, then I start overthinking. It's like, okay, do I need this? I need this. I need this. Where if I had it all put together in a little sack, I could just take it with me.
You could bring your spray if you didn't want to bring anything to burn, or you could bring a candle and have matches in there. It would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. The offerings. Yes. And Julie says it helps us concentrate, a place to focus and be. Yes. I love that. And really, when you think about it, there are people that have altar walls. And what I mean by that is, you have pictures of ancestors on those walls, or yourself when you were younger, or animals that you've had. So your altar doesn't have to be, like you say, there's no wrong way to make one or to see one, I guess this is probably very much like an altar, even though it's mostly where I keep my cards, but I have my caramel. I have white and green Tara. I have Ganesh. I have some braided sweetgrass that Diana did for me. And I have other things that you brought back from India right beside it. So, I mean, it can be whatever it is that you want it to be. So
it's so true, Aley. And I think, now that you say that, I mean, like, I never really thought of that as an altar, but I think many of us probably have. And because I'm looking at this too in front of me, and I'm like, this is kind of
an
altar too. I have Buddha and Ganesh, and then all my crystals, and so I think a lot of times it's unintentionally.
I want to tell. I want to say it right. She says it sounds like Carol. So Cheryl is how you say her name.
Cheryl. Oh, thank you.
It's good to know, because I don't want to mispronounce if I know better. And you know what? I remember once listening to a animal communicator, and the person asked about a past, what to do with the ashes, if in fact you have them cremated, and they want to be set free. That's what the animal communicator said. And it made sense to me, because animals are not that ashes are their body or whatever. They're just remnants of their lives. But why would you want to be my friend? Oh my God, she has all the urns of all her pets. And I mean all. She has like 40 urns on her fireplace. And she's got her mother and father up there. And I'm like, do something with them. I can't tell her that, but I have released the ashes. I have one right now that I haven't done just yet. And that's the one I just lost. And the only reason is I'm going to wait till sort of the spring, summer to do it. But it's like they want to be set free completely. And so that's just, you do what you do. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong to keep them, but
I think I needed to hear this though, because I
okay.
heard something this morning about ashes, about how it will it can make, you know, because it holds dead energy, you know. I'm
Right.
just going to say it the way it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I have my cat Chance's ashes on my nightstand. I mean, literally like this far away from my head, and he's been gone for eight years, and so I've had him with me, and then I have my dad just right over here, and so, but my dad, I am going to release his ashes. But it's like every time we've gone back to Minnesota, it's been cold. So the plan is in June and July when I go back, I will.
Yeah, and you can have a memorial for him at that point too. And you know, if people feel comfortable, I know some people don't feel comfortable, like your mom may not feel like she wants to do that, but by releasing them, you're honoring them on their next road.
Yes. I needed to hear this. I definitely did.
Okay. Always use your own discernment, but yes, absolutely. Whatever it is that you choose is your, but the animals never had a problem releasing. Oh, well, actually kept my Chloe's for probably 5 or 6 years until I heard that. And I said, she needs to go. Well, this is not good. And now I've got them all out there together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it can be a sacred space, especially for your cat, in your yard, in the corner. You could do something there, have a little kitty statue or, you know, whatever it is you want. And that will honor that kitty cat. I just couldn't bury them. I have always chosen the other way. You know, I never, my friend, I remember her husband went out and buried the dog that passed. And I thought, oh, I keep thinking how cold it would be. Of course, that's ridiculous.
but I know. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I love the Shiva Lingam stone. I have the male Shiva Lingam stone and the female, and I have one actually that's like this big. It's huge.
Whoa.
And these are river rocks people find in India, right?
Yeah.
Did you get that one in India?
I didn't. No. I didn't get this one in India. I don't remember where I got it, but yeah. I typically always have it close.
It has beautiful energy. And I think a lot of it's like when I ever go to a river and I see some river rocks, I don't rip them off completely, but I take a few because the water going over them and purifying them and everything and etching into the stone. It's great energy. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And I look at that as, I mean, as entertainment. You go put me by a river or a beach or you know, sand where I can look for rocks, shells. You know, I'm good for all day. And I don't need souvenirs. If I find a really pretty rock, that's my souvenir.
Or there's a beach in Hawaii I went to that was all, I think it was in Oahu, but it might have been actually been in Kauai. But it's all glass, river, ocean glass that has been etched. You know, people have thrown stuff in and it comes up on the shore. And the colors it's gorgeous. It's when the tide comes in, you could pick up, you know, little tiny pieces, which are gorgeous.
That too. Anna and Landon went yesterday to Santa Barbara and they sent me a picture, and Landon in his hand had a whole handful of sea glass, and they had gone yesterday to look for sea glass.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And I like this on you when you go to dance events or you have a special bag for your altar stones, tinsel bells. Yes. And Mother Mary. There you go. Yeah. Whatever it is that you feel called to that brings you your special feeling. And I saw that Silky Steel brings her rocks. And then she said she makes a special place that has a rubber sticky thing so that if she has them on her. The only thing I'm going to tell you that's very important, my brother told me this. He had a piece of quartz beside his computer. And one day came back and everything had been wiped clean from his computer. And he was like, what the hell? What? And he read that you shouldn't keep a quartz crystal close to your computer for that very reason. And I had no idea. And I don't know if anybody else has ever had that. My brother was kind of a funky person, but I really did believe it because it was just so odd. And it was a really big piece of crystal. So, you know, and I don't mean pieces that are like this because, you know, that's like an ore, but I mean regular quartz crystal, raw crystal. That's what it was. So
was that the piece from Carolyn?
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes,
think
it has the tree of life in it or something. Yeah, so gorgeous.
There's
So
to you, Carolyn.
Yep. All right. It wasn't irrational. Everywhere I look in this house, there are altars. Seems to be a natural extension of walking through years of loss. You're honoring not only your loss, Cher, but the loss of those you lost. And I love that. I love that. That's absolutely wonderful. I have a picture of my parents, the last picture that I remember before my mother died, and I have cut out beside it the "Do not stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep." That poem, you know, I've always had it, and I'll always keep it as long as I'm alive because they're not there at the grave, but I want to honor them. Yeah.
I love it, and I have a lot of sentimental things on my my ancestor altar. Debbie, she was my cousin, or she is my cousin, but she passed away. I have, and it's silly. It sounds silly, but it isn't silly to me. We were out garage sailing one day, and she wrote down an address of like the next house that we were going to go to, the next garage sale, on a deposit slip from her checkbook. Yep. And for some reason I held on to it or whatnot. I have that on my altar. And I have some salt and pepper shakers from my grandma and grandpa. And I have my grandma's old glasses on
wow. Like an ancestor shelf, even though you know, I know your cousin isn't an ancestor, but is in the familial line. It's in the ancestral line. So absolutely. So you know what? You do you, honey. You keep your ashes or you let them go. Whatever speaks to your discernment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really important. Yes. Simran, we're not really doing readings today. We're talking about altars and stuff. I'm sorry. Thank you for coming by. Michelle, I'm not 100% sure what the difference is, but they are different. And I think it might be the color. I know you could probably Google it and find out.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. Yeah. Yeah. So you have multiple cube shelves attached to your wall I love that. This is my altar wall. This one's for peace. This one's for love. This one's for answer. Oh, that would work. Yeah. 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 And looking at the rocks is so much fun. That's for sure. And some have magnetic properties. That's right. Magnetized crystals will do that. Maybe that's what it was. And maybe it was a combination of the crystals sitting beside the computer that did that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Cher. Yeah. It was my parents' 85th wedding anniversary yesterday. So I put the pictures on Facebook of 1941 and 1987 was the last time.
Oh, so. Aley, I love that. Hopefully they had a huge party.
Or they had a wing thing. You know, probably had Glenn Miller play all his music because that's what they liked.
I love it. I hope so. And I hope they danced and danced and danced.
I know. So one of the things, it gives us a place to land symbolically and, but not only symbolically, but energetically. Those places that we can have these altars. In a world that pulls our outer awareness, an altar says, here you can return. You can come back to rest. You can come back to ponder. You can come back to release. That also anchors intention into matter. And that's what Kelly was talking about with your peace altar. And you've put what kind of peace you would like to see when you're putting the map there, you're putting Minnesota there, you're putting maybe a picture of a young child, because we're dealing with that, so peace. It creates a field that you can step into anytime and holds your memory when you don't have to. Yeah,
Isn't that
because we have to
beautiful?
remember so much. We have to remember. So this should be a place we can go where it holds that memories for us. And then it's a threshold for us between the inner and outer. There's something else here. An altar helps you stay in relationship with spirit rather than belief about spirit. And it helps us to practice devotion without performance. There's a lot of us that think when we do ritual that it has to be a certain way as well. And so if you have an altar to do ritual, and then you have to say something, all these things we're going, oh, this probably isn't good enough. What did I forget? We go through that system of second guessing ourselves. None of it matters.
It doesn't.
You don't have to say a word. Yeah.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah.
All about intention. And I do think it's important. And I try to stay on top of this to clear the energy of your altar. And if you have if you have crystals on there, to make sure that you're cleansing them or clearing the energy, and then just changing it up. Because I know myself, I find when I'm looking at my altar, it's like, okay, you know what, it's time. And you'll just feel it. It doesn't, there isn't any timeline on it. It's just when you look at it and go, okay, this needs to be gussied up a little bit.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Terry. It's good to see you here. The idea that we can also put coins on our altar, and any kind of other thing that we would like almost as though it was a manifestation intention altar.
Yes.
You can do that too. Yeah, you can.
I have $100 bill underneath my my grid, just for abundance. And then like the pennies and the dimes and the nickels that I find from my ancestors, I have a little cup on my altar that I keep all the coins in, and some of the feathers too.
Yep. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So an altar doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be consistent. It does not have to be explained to anybody else. And it doesn't have to be used every day. It's just a sacred space. It's a sacred space. And I like that you mentioned feng shui earlier, Cheryl, because I'm not that up on that, but there are people that put specific altars or things in certain parts of a house that help move the energies around and are good places for abundance and manifestation. But I just am not a feng shui. I don't know everything about feng shui, but it's wonderful. Yeah. Yep. If someone is an artist, they can paint or draw their altar or create a wall hanging or have a garden.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love that.
So Kel, go ahead, and if you've got some other ideas that you want to share, go right ahead.
I have you can do a gratitude altar, and I, like I was saying, I kind of incorporate this with my altars. And what I do is, and this is only what I do. You guys do you and do it your way. I will write all my thank yous on one sheet of paper, and from just clean water to clean air to linens and whatnot. So I'll write out my thank yous, and I will put that under the grid, and then you can incorporate crystals. And I just jotted down like rose quartz, citrine for joy and positivity, clear quartz, hearts, candles, and then you can use as a way of saying thank you. You can put like a piece of fruit on your altar, or some honey or something like that. And manifestation altar, you can write out your intentions. You can write out your dreams, your wishes, and put those underneath a grid, or you can just lay it out however it is that you want, but things that you want to manifest. And I do that too. And crystals that you could use is citrine, green aventurine, pyrite, or a red or green candle for luck and wealth and abundance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that.
A crystal altar that you guys you can do any way you want. It's crystals that you can look up the meaning and just have a crystal altar on if you want it for good health or happiness or whatnot. You just look up the crystals that you would need and use those for a crystal altar. And you're absolutely right, Aley. There's things we don't have to say anything. It's all about really like putting our intentions into it and just kind of grounding into that space. Mm-hmm. However, I did write out like a little activation that a person could say if they wanted to activate their altar. Mm-hmm. So you can say this if you want to activate your altar. It's because it's a sacred space of love, clarity, healing, and protection. Mm-hmm. And you can say, may it support my highest good and the highest good of all. See your intentions, as flowing into from your heart into the crystals or the objects or the mementos on your altar, and also see your intentions flowing around your altar. And then the activation blessing, I imagine a circle of light forming around my altar, soft, illuminating, and alive. The circle seals the energy and protects it and amplifies it and holds your prayers gently and powerfully. Know that your altar is now activated, a living energy field that responds to your presence, your love, and your intentions. And then just thank the altar, thank the universe, thank the earth, and then and thank yourself for creating the altar and that beautiful sacred space. And then just go, my altar is now awake.
Oh, wow. I love that. Paul's here. He's at the funeral home right now. He doesn't like it, and I don't blame him. It's not a place that is anybody's. But I'm so glad that you are there with Anne and that you are there with Liam and everybody in your family. And Paul said Anne just told them last night that she was pregnant, and nobody knew that. I guess I'm hoping Mark knew it. He knows it for sure now, but yeah, I'm sure he did. And Paul, we love you dearly, and we are. It feels like someone's watching you. Yeah, it could be Mark. They usually go to their own funeral, and they probably are at the funeral home with you. Yeah. I think he's probably totally confused, and I'm not reading on this, Paul. I'm just, they say that it takes a few days before we cross completely, and he had a very immediate, shocking passing. So he has to be like, what's everybody doing here? Who's dead? Don't you think, Kelly?
I do, and it really feels like he's. I feel like he, and they say in heaven, you have no guilt and you have all this, but I do feel like he feels guilty for leaving his family, and so he's worried about him. So I really feel like he's doing a lot of checking in, and we did read on this, Paul, last night for you that he said I can be in two places at one time. Yeah. And so
or more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel that we need to call in Archangel Raphael for the healing of you. And I'm concerned about Anne, especially since she's with child, and of course little Liam. So Paul, you're doing the brotherly thing for her, and of course I know you're feeling the loss as well. So we just love you, and we're all holding space for you in this process, and sending you love. Yeah.
Big prayers.
Okay.
Big prayers.
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah. So they make their present. They usually do go to their own funerals.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They want to see what's going on. And Rosemary was his mother. Kelly, Mark. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Because Rosemary came through last night. That's interesting. He wasn't there to validate that. So that's interesting.
Validation. Rosemary came through, and that was his mother.
I kept hearing before the show last night, I kept hearing Rosemary, Rosemary. And then Kevin last night said, I'm getting a Rosemary. And I said, I was getting Rosemary before the show. So that's incredible.
Oh, oh my God. She's with him, obviously. She's going to take care of her boy. Yeah, she's going to take care of him. Wow. I love I have and I have so many crystals on it that I never clean it, but it's an altar for, like, there's probably 100 crystals on it, all little size. They're not huge. Some of them are owls, and some of them are dogs, and like this type of little thing. And this one's, you can't really see it because it's so black, but it's a little owl in what's the black stone that's not as shiny?
Obsidian, black tourmaline.
Obsidian. It's obsidian. Yeah, it's obsidian. Yeah. And so I have that, and I have one that I have a crow as well, like that.
You have a crow?
I have a crow.
Oh,
yeah.
I love crows. Oh my gosh.
Etsy has all these little creatures that you can get from, and you can get a unicorn, you can get a dragon, you can get all kinds of stuff like that you can put on your altars. Here's one that's sunshine. It's a sun.
I love that.
It could also be a palm stone if you wanted to meditate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just a lot of different stones and things that you can add to your, but it can be just plain rocks from outside. I think I've told you before that when I go somewhere, wherever, and I know you just said you did, I pick up a rock from there. So I have a rock from Sedona, and I have one from the beach in New Hampshire, and and they're not big, but I put them in my yard. And so what I'm doing is inviting the energy of that place to be in my space. And I've always done that, and I think it's so much fun. It's like, well, I really enjoyed my time here, and I want to bring back some of that energy to where I am. And so you can put it around your property, or if you're in an apartment, you can put it in different places in your house.
Oh yeah. I have big rocks that I have got in here, but I do the same too. I put them around the house. I have this is kind of a cool.
Oh, it's an ET. I love it.
I think it's green aventurine.
It is aventurine. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
He sits and watches me.
Yep. Now I'm getting that song. I have a feeling somebody's watching me.
I get to. I don't have many like figurine crystals. This is the only other one I have is black obsidian cat that Anna.
Oh, that's very cool. And Silky Steele said that she actually leaves some cat food near her basket because it's a cat. Oh no, and she said, I know that sounds weird, but I love it. I love
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really cool. So as an offering for Bastet. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And Creative Chip, you have an abundance altar. You have green money with abundance sigils on it. And you have a bowl of crystals and fake money on the altar. I add objects that I want to manifest. Even pictures. You can. It's like Kelly. I know you make a a vision board. I think you even had a show about your vision board, that what you put on your vision board, that's another altar, really.
It really is, isn't
It
it?
really is. It's this is what I want to manifest. And
Yep.
so whether or not you went in there and said, well, I'm going to make this as an altar, it's what you intended to do with that. So
I love that. And writing yourself a check. I
there you
I've
go.
done that. And I have it on my my nightstand light. I have it taped, and I have myself written out a check. And then I do have on my bathroom door, and I know you're not supposed to deface money, but I have a $1 bill, and I made it into $1 million, and I have it taped on the door.
I have to tell you, I bought a house once, and in the one of the bathrooms, she had made a tree on the wall, and the trunk was here, and she had all pennies to make the trunk. And now, of course, they got rid of pennies, so you could do it. And then she didn't leave this part. She had dollar bills as the leaves all over it. She took all the bills. I know. It was amazing.
How cool is that?
She was very eclectic, because in the living room she had all mirrors on the wall. I mean, and that was a bit much, because I was pregnant at the time and I didn't want to see myself that much. So yeah. I love it, Annie. You have friends bring you dirt from all over the world, and that's the same thing as the rock. Same thing. Great idea. Each rock is composed of polycrystalline materials, meaning they're aggregates of many microscopic mineral crystals fused together. That's right. That's absolutely right. Oh, you have okay. They're components of millions of different crystals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you look at it that way, it's like, wow. All right, Paul. We wish you all well, sweetheart. Much love.
Yep. First flying.
Yep. Yeah. I've done this too. There was a time I was in, I think it was New Mexico, and I went to a lepidolite mine. There's a lepidolite mine, and we didn't have. My ex-husband took the tire iron that you use, and he started chipping away, because we wanted some of the lepidolite. This is not from that, but this is what lepidolite looks like. And in its rough form, it's lighter purple. But there's nothing better than finding a mine and going in. There's a place. Oh, there you go. That's what it looks like when it's raw. Yeah. And there's a lot of black tourmaline in the hills around Oracle, and the soil there is full of garnet. The soil.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Yeah. Wow.
Give me a blanket and to be able just to lay down amongst that. Oh, yes. That energy.
If any of you are near Arkansas at all, or you go to Arkansas, and I know there's parts of it that aren't, there's a beautiful area in the Lake Ouachita region. And actually that is where Dolores Cannon came from. So she was big in that area. And there's a crystal place you can climb up and go in and pick up as many crystals as you want. And also there's another area, it's closer to Oklahoma, where you can mine for diamonds. Oh, look who came to visit. Hello.
Claire, you want to say hi?
Oh, she's sweet. She's a girl or a boy?
A girl. Yep.
A girl. Okay.
Claire.
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah, she was on the bed napping.
Oh, she's a beauty. I love her. Yeah. I'm a huge Dolores fan too. She wrote some wonderful
me too.
books. Yeah, she really did. She really did. Well, we are coming up on the top of the hour, and I love that you're bringing up sigils. And yeah, I've seen a lot of them. Diana does a lot of sigils. She's much like you, Silky Steel. She's in the pagan tradition. And so I'm glad. Thank you for sharing some of your traditions in that tradition, because all those things, yeah, it's just awesome. Yes, that's right. And I would love to go to that, because that is supposed to be the epitome of the best gem show on the planet. So yeah.
That's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. And I think I want to say it's coming up like really soon.
I think it's in the spring. Yeah. Yeah. Early spring. I do believe so. And Tucson is really, I like the energy. In fact, I looked for the energies there because I thought I might move to either New Mexico, Arizona, or out here. And the energy was really bad for me there. There's some line crossing me, like the Pluto line or something. But my brother lived there, and I would go visit him. And it's not that far. Also, from another place, Tucson is, if you go south toward the Mexican border, there's a place called Tubac, Tubac, and it's delightful. It's just little shops there. I remember what I love the most about it is we're driving by to pull in, and there were all these beautiful blue pots. Somebody had done pottery, and I love blue pots. I don't know what it is, but beautiful blue. And I remember coming home with a couple of them because they were just, but they had other things, you know, you get clothing and other, and that's the place I went with my brother. And then I went back when I went to my brother's funeral, and we started to go in one of the stores, and a song came on that was his favorite song at a certain point in his life, and just filled me with the chills. So I knew he was with me. But it was it's a magical area. It really
Oh
is.
my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it's Tubac.
AC. Mm-hmm. Yep. It is. It's lovely. It's not, and it's south of, and on the way there, there's also another beautiful, you know, one of those Catholic, the ones that they built along the way, like they have in Santa Barbara, and they have in, you know, like that. Yeah.
I
Like
love
that.
going and visiting them.
And you live by Saguaro National Park. That's where I released my brother's ashes in Saguaro.
Oh.
Yeah. I understand about not living in town, but yeah. A mission. Thank you, Rossi. One of those things they have everywhere. I have no idea. They'll call me. When you get to be 70, you're just lucky you know a few more words, but thank you. That's why we rely on you so much here. You guys always come up with the right thing. Thank you. Oh, no. ICE will be in the Tucson Gym show. Of course they will. Of course they will.
Nothing is sacred. I mean, it's just.
You know what I really thought was ironic? The two agents who murdered Alex Preddy were Latino, and they work for the border and ICE, and they have no idea that, you know, it just surprised me. I didn't realize that they would fight against something, because remember, he doesn't want anybody coming over the border. And it just surprised me to think that they joined this force against their own people in some ways.
Right.
It just
and I think some of it has to do with the money, you know,
of course it does.
And the power.
It does.
And especially if they've been conditioned for violence or just hatred, you know, if that's how they grew up and that's what's kind of instilled in them, that's, you know, they kind of get off on that.
Yeah, of course. If you know, $50,000 bonus, and then we'll give you $100,000 a year. Of course, that would call in a lot of people. So I shouldn't be surprised by anything anymore, should I?
Sadly, it's really sad that you know it's taking a lot for us to go, wow.
Yep. They're all Gen Xers. That's true. They're all, Cher, your grandson is Latino. His grandfather voted for Trump. I don't understand. Yeah, I know. I don't understand it either. I don't know. It's all their what they came into contract for, I guess. And so it's, you know, ICE has foreigners helping. Well, I do know, Debbie, that they're being trained by a lot of the Israeli guys that were in, you know, fighting against the Palestinians and stuff. So anyway, I don't want to bring down this whole wonderful show. So yeah, I don't blame you, Cher. I couldn't be around someone like that either. So we need to build maybe an altar. I love that altar idea of peace.
Yes.
I think it would be great for us all to just have this, even if it's just a little tiny
Yes.
area with a peace sign or a picture, and then maybe the map of the U.S. That sounds like, I mean, I love all the other ideas, but I really love that one for now.
Me too. And that's what inspired me, that I'm going to make, and it's not going to be a very big one, but it's going to be just a little,
I love it.
altar where I can put my intentions into it. And
And you're right, Rossi, they did come from former fascist patriarchal countries. Yep. I knew I could rely on you to give me a good reason. And you did. All of you did. Yes. So blessings and love for all of our peace altars. We need an American altar, a clearing, that cleaning. Absolutely. Thank you for everybody for all your sharing with what you do and how you do it. Thank you, of course, to my friend Kelly for being with me and doing this show.
Thank you for asking me. It was such an honor to be with you. And it's, I was needing some Aley time, so this was perfect.
Oh, that's nice. I know. Thank you. And much love to everybody. Let's leave on a good, and much love, of course, and keep Paul and his family in your prayers.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to know that little Liam made it back to Minnesota with his daddy yesterday. So that makes me happy. The little boy that was taken from.
Yes.
With a cute little hat. Oh my God, he was.
That hat was just adorable. That makes my heart happy.
Makes my heart happy too. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Rossi. Love, light, and joy. There you go. We all need all of that.
Everybody.
Have a beautiful day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.